Solidarity. Yes, I think in a lot of ways I can relate with Comrade Sankara's detention on jail and how they were abducted. And some of the as a matter of fact, I think generally the use of ethnicity to divide the oppressed people of Nigeria is a policy of any system that generally is failing and falling. But with the Tinubu's regime, it's actually a state policy. It's a state policy. As a matter of fact, when I was abducted on June 11, in a bid to prevent the June 12 protest, I was with them and with the Commissioner for Police and several other persons that were imported all the way from Abuja down to the state command. you know. And the question they were asking is, why am I not protesting in my village? That why must I come to protest in Lagos? My village is in Ogun State. So say why am I not going there to go and protest in my village? And the funniest thing is that even during the end bad governance protest, there are people who organize themselves in Songo, protesters who are protesting in Songo, and police officers led by I think the DPO around that area, came there to disrupt the protest with the argument that why are they indigenous of Songo why are they not protesting in Ota where they came from? Like that is how bad. So that we can't so that we won't think that this is actually ordinary people that are divided. No, this is a deliberate attempt to divide ordinary people across ethnic lines. As a matter of fact, this end bad governance protest, Nigerians unite from all walks of life in protest. So Nigerians fundamentally are not divided. It is a state policy to divide us, to present a narrative that Nigerians are divided along ethnic lines. And the chief of this, who dishes out this, is Bayo Onanuga, President Buhari's President Tinubu's media advisor. Every time he dishes out ethnic bans targeting a specific section of the country, the Igbos. So why some persons who are perhaps of Yoruba extraction thought that they were only going for the Igbos? Some of them were shocked when they were protesting in Songo, and someone was asking them why they were not protesting in Ota. So I think the government of Tinubu is no doubt self-recognized that it's already a failing government, and that's the reason it is practically grasping at straws, because there were 15 demands. There was no single aspect of the demands that was even demanding the president's removal. Not that I am opposed to it, you understand, but there was no single part of the 15 points demand that stated that, oh, President Tinubu, you have to be removed. You understand? But even this so-called fear or propaganda spread around the possibility of a military dictatorship that the presidency had been selling to some of his media personnel. The activities and actions of the government continues to justify people who have been saying that a military government is no different from what we are experiencing under civilian dictatorship, because on the final analysis, what Nigeria experienced under military regime is dictatorship, and what we are experiencing under Tinubu's regime is equally civilian dictatorship. In as much as, to be clear, some of us, as a matter of fact, as an ideological policy and in practice, we are vehemently opposed to military dictatorship, and we would fight it with everything we have. But we are also insisting that the Tinubu government have displayed characters of dictatorship, and that isn't fundamentally different from a military regime. And perhaps he has even done worse. He has abducted protesters, hounded after journalists, repressive of free press. There is nothing the military government have done that President Tinubu has not done in multiple fold. As a matter of fact, the government of Tinubu does not arrest critics. He abducts them, including their loved ones. When I was arrested or when I was abducted in June 11, they went first after someone very close to me. She was abducted in the middle of the night, just in a bid, to force me out. So these are the characters we are dealing with. But at any rate, what we are saying clearly is that rather than going after government critics and those who are expressing their fundamental right to dissent, those who are calling for good governance, rather than going after them, I think it is much more helpful for the government of Tinubu to actually focus on the demands, the issues that have sparked the protest in the first instance. And what are these issues? It is that Nigerians are living in abject poverty. Nigerians cannot even afford to eat even just for a day. Nigerians don't have jobs. Thousands of youths are unemployed. Thousands of youths are dropping out of school due to wave of fee increments. Cost of petrol and energy is high and unaffordable. And this and many more of his policies have led to biting inflation. What we are saying is that workers' salaries, their wage is no longer sufficient to take them home. Are this too much to ask for? Is it a crime to seek good governance? It is unfortunate that we have a regime that have equated the call for good governance to terrorism. We are trending the Nigerian state is teetering around the abyss of a dangerous walking a dangerous path. If we can degenerate as a country to a situation where we equate constitutional and peaceful dissent to terrorism and treason, I think Nigeria is heading towards fascism, and this is a call for people of good conscience, the Nigerian people, and the citizens of the world to resist Tinubu's jackboot absolutism, because that is exactly what I'll call it, because it's really fundamentally not different from what the military junta did. Michael Lenin has not committed an offence. The over 124 protesters, including minors, that were remanded in Abuja have not committed an offence. Thousands of protesters remanded across different prisons across the country, including in Kano, have not committed a single offence, and we are demanding their immediate and unconditional release. Thank you.